Neil Sean here. I just wanted to share with you all the latest updates that we have so far for the forthcoming coronation on May the 6th this year. Can't believe it, can you? What I find fascinating, I don't know about you, is how quick these things come around. And obviously this time last year we were talking about the forthcoming celebrations of our wonderful Platinum Jubilee. How quick did that come around? Yes. So today I just wanted to share with you what we know so far, how much we've got in information wise, and what you can really look forward to. As I've said to you before, obviously I'm biased, but it's going to be a spectacular event. And I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of wonderful memories associated with such an historical day. Obviously, for many of us, there's very few of us now that can recall the very first coronation, simply because you must have been incredibly young if you were. Obviously, there are some people that have excellent memories and have made it to a ripe old age. As ever, I'd love to know if you were one of those people that do remember either listening to the coronation or watching it on your televisions all of those years ago now. But as I say, what I've got for you today is simply a short update about what we know what's going to be happening on that very special occasion for the coronation of King Charles III. Enjoy. 6th of May 2023, the coronation of King Charles III will take place here in the very centre of London. So here's everything that you need to know so far regarding that momentous and historical event. Hard to think that it's not really that long to go now, because between the 6th and the 8th of May, we're told to expect a whole range of celebratory and ceremonial events. Naturally, you'll see the King on the balcony at Buckingham Palace for the very first time. We're also going to see the monarch with his grand procession through London, a concert in Windsor Castle, and of course, let's not forget that British tradition of a street party. But the big event on the Saturday will take place right here at Westminster Abbey with the coronation service. Now, the coronation service will be the moment that we see the King and Camilla, the Queen Consort, crowned during that service. We'll also witness the monarch being blessed and consecrated by the Archbishop of Canterbury. It's also on the day that we're going to see the very big processions and pageantry, starting off with the King's procession that will bring them to Westminster Abbey. On the way back, we will see the grand coronation procession, which will end with that spectacular balcony moment. Now, of course, all eyes will be to see exactly who's going to be on that balcony. We're told right now it's simply working members of the British monarchy. So where does that leave Harry and Meghan? Well, quite frankly, nowhere right now. And after the debacle of that Netflix documentary, and more recently, of course, the disgusting and disgraceful behaviour of Harry regarding his tell-all book Spare, one could assume there may not be a space on that balcony. But again, you never know. Now, the good news is we're going to get another bank holiday on May the 8th, because it's all been signed off by the British Prime Minister, the Right Honourable Rishi Sunak. Let's not forget also that the King wants to make sure that we're all available to see the concert and also all the street parties on the Sunday. He also wants to make Monday the chance for local communities to get together. So he's encouraging us all to take part in a bit of volunteering to help those who are perhaps unable to help themselves. It's a very nice gesture, in fact, by the King. The climax of the ceremony has arrived when the Archbishop gently sets his splendid emblem on the Queen's head. We're still waiting for all the details about the coronation service, but one thing is for certain, it's likely to be shorter than our late monarchs way back in 1953. That took 3 hours. This time they're aiming for it to be less than 2 hours. Her procession after the service also took 2 hours through the streets of London, and it's unlikely we'll see something of that scale again. Even the late Queen said she felt it was simply too long. But the palace are adamant that all the feedback they have received from their people do want this to be a grand national historical event, and certainly, according to them, it will not be slimmed down. Now, of course, everybody's looking at the cost of the coronation with the cost of living crisis, but also we're told that the Cabinet Office are likely to be reviewing nearly 100 different roles to see if they're still relevant to the ceremony today, with the King wanting it to be a yes rooted in tradition, but also reflective of Britain's stance today. To be an interesting take because it's a moment, of course, that we haven't seen for 70 years. But this time it's set against a hugely different backdrop, economically, politically, and socially. The bottom line is that if the great British public have to pay for this parade, we know that people today are a lot less deferential when it comes to the British monarchy. And already the anti-monarchy campaign group, the public have said they're not really that interested, according to them. They're planning to carry out protests on the day, and it's also going to be a huge moment for the King when an enormous showcase where he can show exactly what he wants to do for the good of the United Kingdom and also the Commonwealth realms where he is still king. But that comes, of course, with a huge challenge. And his people love the pageantry, they love the celebrating Britain's rich history, but others want to know how exactly this event is going to be inclusive, diversive, and representative of the world that we live in today. Britain in the 21st century, and of course, a coronation we've not seen for over 70 years.